What's up everyone, it's your boy Just Sleep Deprived here, and today I want to talk about how my opinion on skill-based matchmaking has changed quite a bit as of late due to some changes that Epic has recently made to the squads playlist, as well as some other experience I have in arena solos where I'm currently only open Division 4 and how that felt in comparison to like my normal solo experience. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do remember to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and please do leave a comment telling me like, how do you feel about the changes made to skill-based matchmaking in squads? What's your personal experience with that? Without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So yesterday, before downtime began, Epic sent an email out to creators talking about the changes that would be coming in the 12.50.2 maintenance update. It was mainly just some bug fixes for Party Royale, but they also mentioned that they made some adjustments to skill-based matchmaking in the squads playlist. Rumors were already surfacing a few days before about like how people were saying that skill-based matchmaking was removed or it's been reset, yada yada yada, and it wasn't too long before like content creators like Typical Gamer and dropping like 20 plus kills in a game solo squatting. I thought, okay, this is kind of crazy. I think I'm gonna give this a shot and check it out myself sometime. Eventually, me and some friends, we got together, played some squad matches, and we won 6 games, like 4 of them back to back if I remember correctly. And then like our second, I remember like I had 10 kills to my name alone, and all together like we dropped 30 plus kills as a squad. And I mean like a 3-man squad. Like we had a fourth that died early on. He's just like immediately left. But that's something that we have not been able to do in like ever for our time playing this game. We're not bad, but we're not great players either. So this was like a genuine surprise for us, and pretty much told me that skill-based matchmaking definitely has to be gone for squads, or it's just like something's changed, because normally via like our 3rd or 4th game, if skill-based matchmaking was reset, we would be placed back to where we were beforehand, and we'd go back to having to play and sweat out each match as per usual. And then sometime last night before downtime went on, I jumped into a game of arena solos, as I mentioned before, and the match felt overall pretty balanced. Like that's why I felt I was as a player, because people weren't ridiculously good. There was no one just like way above my skill level as they are for me in like regular solos, because like again, as I mentioned, I'm not a terrible player, but I'm not someone like Booty Clap KC or Tifu or anyone like that. Not crazy. My aim is okay or good at best. It's not that great. But at the same time, I usually end up in like regular solos, I get matched with players that'll literally beam me from like God knows how far away, and they don't seem to miss a shot. If I even expose my big toe, it's getting shot like from halfway across frenzy. But when I jumped into arena solos, for the few matches that I did, I definitely had to try, but I didn't have to try anywhere near as hard as I would in regular solos, because like I would literally have people that would run into me, and like after I fired like a few shots at them, they would try to force me to box fight them. I don't do box fighting in public games, because literally all that time I spend trying to take your wall, because I'm damn well I'm not going to, because I've had some serious issues with my internet lately where my ping is up and down. That just makes me an easy vulnerable kill, and that just kills my fun. I'm not a competitive player. I am no pro player. I am casual, just a better casual that also likes to improve as well. That doesn't want to just stay in the same spot and wants to get better. But with this game being ping dependent in several different cases, there's some things that literally just kill the game for me and like plateau me. That's one of them, and it kills the fun for me. But when I was playing that match, nothing super ping dependent really went on. Everybody was at my level. It wasn't just ridiculously insane. I didn't have to box fight anybody. Yes, we had people that were third party and beam me, but at the same time, like, it was just way more laid back. And it's made me reconsider how I feel about skill-based matchmaking now, because beforehand, in that video I posted a few months ago where I talked about it, I felt like I feel as if my matches are way more fair, way more often. But lately, that's just not the case. I feel as if I'm competing in the fucking World Cup for how I had to handle things. I can't just go fighting anyone just for the sake of fighting people if I don't box up in like the last circle and like make sure that I know how to tunnel and I avoid all the damage that I possibly can, and my ping is the lowest it can potentially be, that I have a chance to win, or I just won't get like jumped by the entire lobby. I just can't do that. With no skill-based matchmaking for like arena and little to none, if at all, in squads now, it just tells me that skill-based matchmaking really only benefited new players. Like, it's just really bad for anyone experienced, and it's honestly led to me playing like solos way less, because honestly, like, I didn't want to play the core modes much more at all because it's just frustrating. I know several cases where like I would be playing with some friends and games, like in games, would play out like a scrim where like there are people that are literally based up all together in a group. There are some people in a massive fort camping high ground, and we have to play Omega smart. We're not pro players by any stretch of the imagination. It's just sometimes we make smart moves and it works out for us, and that's only because we have to, like, in order to win. It's just how it's always been, but not to this extent to where it feels like every game we go into is like a scrim in like late game. Mid to early game, it's relatively fine, aside from the fact that like we either like wreck whoever we run into off start, or we end up some massive build fight and we're just like weak, or people are trying to storm fight us. But that'd be like the least of that. But then end games happen and like no one wants to fight, or everyone's trying to pick at the first person to become vulnerable all at once, and no one will fight each other that has the advantage. They want to go after whoever the hell is vulnerable, and there's nothing fun about that for like anyone else that's in the midst of that. It's just not fun. But apparently for new players, they've been having a blast at the game. So the only people that really feel the pain of skill-based matchmaking is literally anybody that's been dedicated to the game and been playing since chapter 1. I, for one, have been playing since like late chapter 1 season 2, and like I didn't really play that much back then. Only until like season 3 did I really start to get into the game, and I've been playing ever since. I've never like tried to win any money in competitions. I've always just played solos, and I'd group up with some friends for squads and stuff like that, and it'd just be a blast, yada yada yada. We just have fun. Even if we didn't win, we didn't feel like the last circle was just something that was like, it had a bunch of people in it, everyone was boxed up in bases and anything like that. We never felt like that's how the game was, like, it had to be played in order to like have a chance. That used to be how every squads, duos, or solo game had to be until this squads change happened. And on one hand, I feel as if this is definitely something that they need to have happen with all modes, or at least try and figure out what about the open division, like player stats, like how that looks, and try and get skill-based matchmaking to align more with that, because personally, those matches were the most fun I've had in a while. I didn't win any of them, but I didn't do terribly. I got kills, and the players that I killed they would do some serious damage to me, or flat out killed me, or I absolutely destroyed them. It was like a general mix of good, bad, and decent players, and was just fun. I really don't feel as if Arena should be way more laid back than like normal solo games. That doesn't seem right to me. If Arena is meant to be the ranked mode of Fortnite, where you're meant to try to compete for money. I do have to say though, given that skill-based matchmaking for squads right now as it is from like this point of recording, I have not played any games today after the patch has gone live. I don't know if any changes have been made regarding squads skill-based matchmaking, if it's been like toned up a bit to where like newer players aren't getting people like us that are like pretty decent at the game and can like slaughter a whole squad if they're not good at all. But at the same time, we're not getting people that we have to scrim against in every match. But I would really like to see matches that play out like my arena game that I mentioned before, or my arena games, should I say, because I really feel as if things are kind of flipped here. This just isn't. I really don't feel as if I should have to have a whole scrim match play out in a solo game, a public solo game where there's no cash prize, there's no money on the line or anything like that, in comparison to arena where you're meant to grind and climb to get to that point. As I even remember reading somewhere in a conversation another conversation I had on Twitter, that from a newer player perspective, like as a newer player, they're having more fun, more relaxed games in arena than they are like normal matches. That should not be the case. So to sum things up, I guess lately Epic has practically removed, reset, or is currently reworking skill-based matchmaking squads to allow a more enjoyable experience for like experienced players and newer players, as the balance before seemed to be off from other player feedback. And I personally feel as if skill-based matchmaking should be either removed, or at the very least, hopefully this rework in squads is gonna give them an idea of what they should do for like the other modes to make things more enjoyable, where arena should be the mode that is more sweating. You're meant to really have to try your hardest to win in. This video is like a mess. I am so tired. Oh my lord. I'm gonna stop before this goes any further, and with that all being said, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. The creative game that I mentioned beforehand is very close to being finished. Right now I'm working on some more detail, and I'm going to be putting out an alpha version for that. I'm still not sure about like a trailer or anything, but I say expect it in the next week or so. If you guys want to know what I'm up to outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter. I retweet stuff. I also occasionally post like some screenshots of some creative projects that I'm working on. I post some funny clips to allow like a little insight to how my squad games go, or like some crazy stuff that I'll do in like a solo game or something. I promise you'll have a good laugh with squad stuff. If you want to support me, you can use my supporter creator code BetaKickYT in the Fortnite item shop. Hopefully in the next video I'll have something a little more structured rather than just another rant like this. Probably not the best time to go on a rant because I haven't had any sleep, even though I tried so hard to last night. Did not happen. Oh my god. I also have another funny moments video in the works that's probably gonna be done relatively soon as well. Honestly, that might be the next video. Hopefully for the next commentary it'll be structured, but until then I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.